Hey, friends. Just wanted to stop by and give another daily update on Miss Jamie. Um, our little, our little miracle girl was not having such a great day today. Um, and I say that, and it's not. It's kind of like a couple days ago. It wasn't so much that she had a bad day; it was that she didn't have the kind of day she had yesterday. And I know that those kind of milestones are going to be they're special. And I almost even allowed myself to think that it was silly to celebrate the way that we did yesterday, but um, God showed me different. I know we're going to celebrate every tiny little milestone, um, and Satan's just going to have to deal with that. It is what it is. I'm not going to feel bad about celebrating and then having to get on here the next day and cry because things didn't go quite as well. So that being said, she's had a struggle day. She ended up going back on the ventilator at the lowest settings last night to help her sleep. I figured that was probably going to happen. The nurses told me that. The nurses also told me there was a good chance that after having a great day, that she could potentially have a very, very rough day the next day. I wouldn't say that today was a very, very rough day, but she did struggle a little bit. Her vent settings are still at 5 and 5, which is what it has to be to shut it off and let her breathe. So she's right there. It appeared that she was initiating her own breaths the way that she was the other day when she was when I thought she was doing the trial and she wasn't. So everything with her breathing's great. Um, she's off of all of that medication, like we said yesterday, and therein lies the problem. That masked a lot of the issues that she was having. And without going into a lot of details, on her behalf, because she's going to kill me when she sees all this stuff anyway. But um, she's very uncomfortable in the bed because of some of the tubes and wires and stuff, and she legitimately tried to get out of the bed today on Robin. She actually had her feet over the side of the bed and was working on her, getting herself spun around. The strength that this woman has is incredible. To think that 3 or 4 days ago she was laying there and couldn't even lift her arm up, and today she tried to get out of the bed on her own. I think I told you guys that I had to tell her a couple days ago, like, don't try to get out of the bed by herself. And she did. She tried. Luckily, Robin was able to buzz the nurse, and he came in, and they got her resituated. Um, they got her kind of calmed down a little bit, and she took a little nap. And Robin, she slid out. She woke up, and she was a little anxious, and not anxious in the sense that, like anxiety, but anxious because she just couldn't get comfortable, and she's just sliding around the bed. And she finally found a position that was comfortable for her, and she crashed. They gave her just a little bit of medication to kind of help her, just to take the edge off so that she could get comfortable. And she absolutely crashed. And I sat there for probably 45 minutes, and just kind of waited for her to wake up to see what would happen. And she didn't. She was asleep. Her blood pressure got lower because it had gotten kind of high. Her oxygen level was still in the mid to upper 90s, and her heart rate came down to normal because it was running pretty high as well. So yeah, I'm sitting there, and I'm beating myself up. This is actually hilarious, and I love the way that God, he just shows us. Like, I'm sitting there beating myself up. I can't get past the crazy video last night and thinking, like, you know what? I'm going to be real with these people. I want to make sure that they see the reality of this. Like, there's good days and there's bad days, and I'm holding my wife's hand, and on the side of her hand, she has tattooed G greater than ups and downs. God is greater than the ups and downs. There it was. God was bigger than yesterday. As amazing and crazy and excited as I was, God was bigger than that. And today I go in there and it's not like it was yesterday. But God's bigger than that. So it's awesome to think that, I put a tattoo on her 6 months ago, and today it spoke to me in my time of need. Um, God has an amazing way of using things to get our attention, and I'm just so grateful for that. So yeah, I won't drag this one on too long. We praise Him in the storm. We praise Him when it's great. We praise Him all the time. And I wouldn't even call today a storm. I would just call it a regular day. And I know that tomorrow will be better. And if it's not, we'll get there. We have to remember that all these milestones, they're not going to be gigantic. Some of them are going to be tiny. Some of them are going to feel like you're stepping backwards, but we'll get there because God's on this. He's showing us amazing things. He's teaching us all things through this, and we're just so grateful. We're grateful for each and every one of you guys, and we just ask you continue to pray for us. I know I don't have to say that. I know you guys already will, but just keep praying for us. Pray for us. Pray for Jamie, and we'll get there, and then we'll get real crazy and have fun. So we love you guys. Have a great evening. Bye.